everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Backstage Spotlight. And today we have joining us Lauren Drew.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Not too bad at all.
I'm so excited for this episode. It's a special one because it's getting released on New Year's Eve.
Oh, I'm very honoured.
Do you have anything to say to everyone celebrating the new year?
My God, just go into the new year with all the amazing things that you want to do and just take the year by storm. That's what I say. That's what I'm
That's
going to try to do
fantastic.
anyway.
That's
Always these
brilliant.
new resolutions, isn't it? But then you kind of just end up just saying things for the sake of it. But I just think live life to the full every day. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's such a good motto. Just live your best life every day.
And every
Good.
day like it's past.
You've just finished a run of Lizzie.
I did.
How
Literally
was
just
it?
just finished. Absolutely amazing. What an incredible experience. The show, I don't know if you know much about the show, but it is a madness.
Yeah, I
The-
didn't get a chance to see it, so you're gonna have to tell me a bit about it.
it's based on true events that happened back in the 1800s about a woman called Lizzie Borden who was accused of the murder of her dad and stepmom, and she murdered them with an axe. Now we explored quite like delicate kind of topics and themes throughout. So what we kind of, like I've said before, I've said this quite frequently, but we kind of had to go down that route because we have to be able to justify the fact that she murdered her parents at the
Yeah.
end of action. But with this like amazing crime story, which is like so hyped about now, like especially now with all like Netflix like crime documentaries and things,
Yeah.
that's mixed with like a punk rock pop score,
Oh,
which was
nice.
epic, absolutely amazing. But I mean, we were all really like rinsed by the end of it because we gave so much to the story and we just loved the show. But yeah, it was epic, amazing experience.
Yeah, I saw photos and stuff, and the production just looked insane.
Yeah, it was fab. Do you know what? I didn't really know much about it, like at all,
Yeah.
uh, before I was asked to do it. So I was shocked when I heard the music. I was really shocked that I hadn't heard of it before because it was so up my street, the music and stuff. So yeah, I mean, it is killer though. Like trying to do that every day. Oof, it is a lot. But hey, we made it some shape.
Yeah. Well, I bet it was amazing. I'd love to see
Oh,
it if it ever comes back, hopefully.
yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what I'm not sure what the plan is with it. We haven't really heard very much because I think we were hoping for maybe like a cast recording or something, but
Yeah.
it's always tricky with these things, isn't it? You have to kind of wait to see what happens with new work. But yeah, really chuffed I had the chance to do it.
Oh, good. Well, fingers crossed. When you were younger, did you ever think you would go into performing?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a really funny one for me because from the age of about three, probably four, maybe, I was always in dance classes. So
Oh,
I started off doing things like, you know, random bits and bobs that were whatever was going on around my area. I'm from a very small industrial town called Port Talbot in South Wales.
yeah.
There, it's got the most amazing, incredible sense of community. The people are like the best ever, but there's just not a lot of opportunity there,
Mm.
especially for aspiring performers and things. So if you kind of want to go down that route, you have got to leave and try and find it elsewhere. But when I was younger, I kind of just did it because I loved it. And then throughout time, I was figuring out that, oh, maybe I'm a singer as well. I was a freestyle disco dance
Oh,
champion for like,
wow.
I know, it's a madness. It's so funny now. I think it was like a past life. It doesn't feel like it happened to me. It was so long ago. But
Yeah.
that's what I did from about three till like 13 or something. Went to secondary school and then I started figuring out I could sing and then I loved acting and I thought, oh wow, you can actually take this as like a course. This is cool. So I did that and then I went and did like a BTEC in Neath Talbot College in Wales
Yeah.
and was given amazing chances and opportunities to be leads in amazing shows like
Oh,
Evita,
great.
so it gives you confidence when you're given opportunity. I've always said this, like I think it is that you are fortunate if you are given those opportunities, you learn a lot whilst you're doing it. So
Yeah, definitely.
confidence, and so I was very fortunate that was my kind of path into it all. And then I figured out that you could audition for like drama schools and end up doing this
Yeah.
as a job. And I thought, my God, like, thank God for that because I don't know, I genuinely don't know what else I would have done had it not been for that.
Yeah.
what, but I genuinely think like theatre and coming to London and stuff completely saved me, because I was just like, what else am I going to do? I had no skill sets anywhere else. So yeah, I kind of probably always knew that I was going to be performing in some capacity. I just at that age didn't even know it could be a job.
Yeah, just doing it for the love of it.
Yeah.
And when it got to that age of, like, auditioning for colleges, what was your experience like? How were your auditions? Did you, like, go in
Oh,
person at that point?
it was strange because, like I said, where I was in college, so doing the BTEC in Neath Port Talbot College,
Yeah.
we didn't have a lot of knowledge, and like none of us knew what to do, and even like the lecturers, we were all kind of just winging it. They were very good though. My lecturers were great, and
Yeah.
they'd worked with some amazing people. But again, it's that thing of like no one really knew. So we were kind of just, I was like, well, I love singing this song and I know I can sing this high note. So I'll sing that for my audition. And then like you need like 16 bars or like a bar of 8 or something ridiculous. And you're like, how on earth can I show off everything I can do in like however, like, but 3 words of music?
It's
Ridiculous.
so hard. Yeah.
Absolute madness. And I just remember the panic and then the anxiety of going, I even, because at this point, like, so like I said, I'm from this really small place. I didn't grow up with like a lot, I didn't grow up with a lot of money, and, you know, we didn't go on lots of holidays and things or
Yeah.
trips, like UK holidays. But actually, I hadn't really been to London either. So I think the first time I ever went to London was when I was about 16. So I went to go see a show with my college, and I just remember being like, whoa, this is mental. So then obviously I'm figuring out about drama schools and that I can do this. And so the drama school thing was mental because I had no idea what I was doing. I had bleach blonde hair that I dyed at the time. I had like a dark red lip. I went in with like bright blue jeans. You know, at that point, theatre school now is so different to when I went, because I was auditioning in like 2012, 2013. So things have changed quite dramatically
Yeah.
since then. And you know, they wanted you to be a very blank canvas. They wanted
Yeah.
you like all in black, no makeup, and I'm just going, but that's not me at all. Like at that
Yeah.
point I was like I said, my hair was blonde and I was just living my best life doing what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So the inexperience and and not knowing, when I turned up and saw all these people who clearly had been like guided in the correct way, I was just like, whoa, this is mental. What am I doing? I've completely like misread what I'm meant to
Yeah.
do. But I remember my dad came with me to my audition for, was it, oh, for Mount View? It was for Mount View, which I ended up getting into.
Yeah.
And then I went and did my art ed audition by myself. Heart
Oh.
attack. Heart,
Oh.
because I'd never been on the tube by myself. My sense of direction is potentially the worst in the world out of everybody that exists. It is dreadful. So I was actually terrified, but I was so proud of myself that I did it. But yeah, auditioning for drama school was such a scary time, because it's walking into the world of the unknown.
Yeah, but you've got to remember, like, at that age, like, you don't know anything about, like, these drama schools, but being in one, you just realize that people want you to do your best, and it's all about just going and being an actual person and not, like, putting on a personality just to please
100
people.
100%. Like that's what I learned. The things I learned at drama school, I mean, just about myself as well.
Yeah,
You learn so much about what you're capable of doing, because you put in these like really strange situations where, you know, it's almost like it feels at the time like, why are you trying to humiliate me in front of all these people? But it's not. It's
yeah,
they're like, they're trying to get you to access all these things that they know you can do, but you have to be vulnerable enough. Allow yourself to be vulnerable enough to
yeah,
let not have any inhibition, so that you, when you leave, you can access these things. But you know, it is a funny little transition period. And I was a
yeah,
bit older actually going to drama school. I think some people were just turned 18 and I was
yeah, that
21.
was me. Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
so
yeah,
yeah, I was 21 when I went. I'd gone, there was a couple of things going on, you know, at home and with family. It was just the wrong time. And
yeah,
I thought, no, this is my time. I need to go. I need to go now. And when I got in, I thought, I'm glad. It's different for everybody. I think this is actually a good opportunity to say, you know, just because you are a bit older, or it doesn't mean you're too old, or it
exactly.
means absolutely nothing. It's about what's right for you and about what's the right time. And that
Yeah,
was the right time for me. But yeah, I'm a very a very good experience for someone that had come from a very small town, hadn't really left, had
Yeah.
kind of I don't want to say small town mentality, because I mean I did in some regard, but generally I think because I wanted to explore and I wanted to go on experience, I think I was really open and wanting to do that. So
Yeah.
I mean, I was just this little Welsh girl, like, what?
Oh,
I remember even like the English accent was like, for me, it was quite intimidating for a very long time, which is so
do you
weird to say.
think?
Yeah, because I hadn't really been around it at
Yeah.
all. So it was this new, like, complete new life that I was
Yeah.
now living and never looked back. And here
Yeah,
we
it's
are.
crazy.
Actually, madness.
I think for me, you saying like being open and stuff and like pushing yourself out of your
Yeah.
comfort zone, that's the thing for me. I'm in my third year now, and when I was in first year, the things that they would make us do, I just would be
Oh my.
terrified. But now in
Yeah.
third year, like it's nothing to me. And I
Yeah.
think if I could tell myself in first year to just like get up, do it,
Yeah.
I would have got so much further, so much quicker
Yeah.
because
I
just pushing yourself is so important to get where you want to be.
100%, because I remember, I'll actually tell you this story because it is funny.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
So when I was training in drama school, my thing has always been like contemporary, right? I've always, if I
Yeah.
had a choice, I would never have chosen to sing like a legit song or gone
Oh
in for
yeah.
that would never have been my choice. So
Mhm.
when we would have these classes, we had like acting through song classes, and we also had they would give us these shows. They'd say, okay, so this week we're gonna audition for Secret Garden. So you need to bring a song that you would
Yeah.
audition
Yeah.
for Secret Garden, right? And then you'd have to get up in front of all of your class
Yeah,
and
redo this.
right. So I was like, oh, legit week's coming up, legit week's coming up. Bring me some Jason Robert Brown. What's going on? So I was like, okay, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get up first, because I know
Yeah.
if I sit there and I listen to all these incredible, legit singers, I'm going to not want to get up and do it. But I thought, you know what?
Mhm.
That's not the point of the class. The point of the class is really it's an acting through song class, and it's about
Yeah.
auditioning for shows. So tough. I'm just going to do it, give it my best shot. And I got called out by one of my mates actually in class. I don't know, she must have been having a bit of a dodgy day. she went, why are you singing that song like it's a Jason Robert Brown piece? It's supposed to be, I don't know, some legit thing. And I was going, wow, that is enough to make me never want to do that ever again. And I actually want to die. Because imagine this now, I'm stood in front of my entire class and my
Yeah.
teacher, and they're all just looking at me, and I'm like, thank you for your feedback. Like, absolutely horrendous. And I think she just must have been having a really dodgy day. But then my teacher was like, do you know what? It's not about that. The fact that she got up first and she connected with the text and she used the
Exactly.
text for
Yeah.
what it was for. And I thought that made me just go, right, here we go. I'm gonna like completely squeeze every bit of, think of, we spend so much money as well, like for these
Yeah.
courses, right? And I'm like, I'm not here to just like stand here and like leave how I came in. I want to
Exactly.
leave. I want to leave with like all these amazing skills and things that I couldn't do initially. I want, that's how I want to leave. So,
Yeah.
um, if there is any advice I can give to anybody, it's hard. It is hard, but you don't. People don't remember anything that happens. You
Yeah,
all have
exactly.
to do it. Like I had to walk around for a full term as a horse. Like I'm not being like in animal studies. I'll never forget. And I thought, my God, this is hell. This is my idea of hell, because I'm going, I
Oh,
am never going to use this as a technique for like learning, or like I'm never going to do that. But other people did. Other
yeah.
people were like, I like to like embody. I'll think of a bird, so it helps me get into this character. Whereas that's not necessarily my way of doing things, but
Yeah.
that's other people. So you've got to just like, it's not all going to be for you, but it's all
Yeah.
I say, like, tools for this toolbox. And
Yeah.
once you leave, use the tools that you want and get rid of the others.
Yeah. It's like your own journey, and you just follow your path and then just pick things up along the
Yeah,
way.
yeah. Pick the
You
things that
leave
work for
for
you.
you. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and sometimes, sometimes things won't work for you. That's fine too.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why you have to kind of do it all. And sometimes you feel like an idiot. Sometimes you're going to want to literally die on the spot. But I promise you, it's actually all worth it. It really
Yeah.
is.
It's better to just put your whole like heart and soul into it and just give it your best
You're
shot.
paying enough for it, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
Yeah.
When you left drama school, how quick did you get into a job? Did you struggle with auditioning?
I gotta be honest, I was very fortunate, and I think I was very fortunate that I managed to get an agent quite quickly.
Yeah,
And my friend Jordan Lee Davis, another Welshie, he was in Les Miserables at the time.
yeah,
He came to see my third year show. I didn't know him actually, so I'd never met him. I only met him in London, which is quite funny. And he had an agent, and when he came to see me in my third year show at Mountview, he said, "I want to put you in touch with my agent." So he called Bobby Chat, her name is. She was in Global. She was a agent at Global Artists at the time, and a most incredible agent, like just unbelievably brilliant, and really hardworking. Gave her life to the job, kind of thing.
yeah.
And she came to see the show, and she was like, "Right, I want to sign you." I was so
Wow.
lucky. I was so fortunate. I think it was the show, the role I was playing, just
Yeah,
really like I lucked out big time. So I was thrilled that that happened. So the agent thing was great, and then she kind of wanted me in for auditions straight away. And
that's
that,
great.
and people want to see newbies coming out to drama school. So
Yeah,
there were lots of auditions, and everyone. It's so funny because when everyone starts getting auditions, everyone's like, "What are you in for? Have you
yeah,
got?"
yeah.
And you're all kind of singing, turning, turning. You can hear everyone in all the rooms singing the same material, and then everyone's in the same day. So yeah, I had a few auditions. I was really lucky. I had loads of no's, which was very humbling and very scary. But
Yeah,
again, another thing to take on for everybody. You are going to get a hell of a lot more no's than you are yeses, and
yeah,
you
it
just
happens.
it build all it does. It can break you or build you. It needs to build you, not
Yeah.
to, don't allow it, because it's actually sometimes the majority of the time nothing to do with your ability and how good you are. It's
Mm,
puzzles. It's
yeah.
putting puzzles together.
Looks, height,
Yeah,
all of that.
really. Voice type,
Yeah,
matching the other part that they're gonna like. If you're romantically or acting opposite somebody, does this work? And there's so much that comes into it.
yeah.
You can't beat yourself up about it. Easier said than done, granted, but you will get loads more no's than yeses. And that's what happened to me. And I was like, I'm gonna get this because I'm in finals. I was getting finals for everything and not bagging the job.
Oh, so annoying.
So annoying. And then I got Ghost. So I had this Ghost audition through. It was a Bill Kenwright touring production in the UK. And then I was like, okay, then let's go for it, I guess. I mean, this is a dream role, like covering Molly, amazing.
Wow, yeah.
Then Will Burton, I think, was also cast in Ghost, a different production that was going to Asia at the same time. So they were both completely different productions, two different teams, but both happening at the same time, one in the UK, one in Asia. So I
Yeah.
was in both, and I ended up getting the job both in the same track in both shows.
Oh,
Absolutely meant, like it was meant to be. I was meant to do it. How crazy is that?
yeah.
So I ended up taking the UK tour because it suited my situation better
Yeah.
and living circumstances. And I thought, well, at least if I ever go on as Molly, people will actually be able to see me. And the contract was longer, meaning there was more money. And so a lot
Yeah.
of things came into play. But that was my first job. And then I went straight on a UK tour, basically straight out of drama school.
Madness.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And in all of this, because you were on The Voice, weren't you? Where did that happen in your journey?
Oh, right. So tr- completely going to be completely honest with the whole thing. So I had never intended on doing The Voice. Never had any
That's
intention of doing it.
crazy because you did
Ever.
so well on it.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, it was one of the most terrifying experiences of my damn life, but it was great, and I'm so thrilled that I did it.
Yeah.
But basically, it was during lockdown, and there was nothing else going on, and
Yeah.
I'd been kind of like scouted a few times, and always said no, and that I wasn't really interested in it, and
Yeah.
I didn't really want to be part of that big machine, and I just thought never, it's not for me. Then COVID happened, that dreaded word. And I
Oh,
thought, my agent called me and she said, The Voice have been in touch and actually asked if I know of anyone on my books that would want to be on The Voice. And I
yeah.
was like, oh God. I was like, Bobby, like, do you really think so? Like, I don't know if this is the right thing. And she was like, she said, look, if I thought you'd go on there and make a fool out of yourself, I'd say don't do it. But she said I have every faith. That's what she's like. She's just got
Yeah.
like, incredible human, and she was like, if you know, I have every faith, and I know that you're going to go on there and you're going to do a good job. She gave me a lot of confidence,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh Jesus. I was like, okay, all right, let's. I look. It doesn't mean I've got a blind audition just by saying yes. I'll
Yeah.
entertain
You
the
have
idea.
to go through the different
So
stages of it.
right. So I was like, I could say yes, I want to do it and actually not get a blind audition. Anyway, obviously I ended up getting a blind audition. But the process was a madness. It was an absolute madness because I ended up having to send videos, probably about, I don't even know how many songs I ended up singing for them. In the end, I was like, right, listen, it's either one of these two songs, and if you don't let me do it, I'm just going to respectfully back away because
Yeah.
I'm doing it for me and not for the show.
Yeah.
I you know what I mean. So they ended up allowing me to do a song that I wanted to do. So actually, the reason why I ended up doing it was simply because there was nothing else to do, and I needed a bit of to keep my sanity intact. I just needed
Yeah.
to
Just to be busy.
have a bit of an outlet, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was teaching a lot on Zoom at the time, and I was kind of, really making use of having a bit of a break as well, because
Yeah.
as wonderful as it is to always to be like, oh, I'm always in a job. Sometimes, you kind of like forget who you are a little bit because you're living
Yeah.
in the time
You're just in that bubble.
show, and
Yeah.
yes, even if I said, oh, I want to go for a drink or something, you're always like, ugh, or you can't.
Yeah.
You're always like, oh, it's nearly 5 o'clock, gotta go to warm up. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's a job like
Yeah.
everybody else to do, but you never have your evenings free. And
Yeah.
I'm very
It's a lot.
disciplined. Yeah, and you've got to be disciplined in so many different ways. And like, I think when COVID happened, part of me was actually thrilled for the break,
Yeah.
which is
Just
sad
like
to say.
shutting off and like having that time to just relax.
Yeah, because we came out at 6, and that was absolutely one of the craziest things I've ever experienced.
Yeah.
Well, probably the craziest thing I've ever experienced in my life.
Yeah.
And
That show was the first thing I saw coming out of COVID, and it was the tour in Leeds, the one where Natalie Pilkington got proposed to.
oh, that show!
Yeah.
No way!
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is madness.
I
Oh,
know.
that
In
was like
Leeds,
a
up in
million
Leeds.
years ago.
And that was when all the seats were like there was like one seat and then a gap. It was like madness, everyone wearing a mask. And I just
Yeah.
remember sitting there, like when the silhouettes, like the beginning of the show, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, I love theatre. And I was like,
Oh,
oh,
it was such a lovely. That's what we were so emotional as well because we were
yeah,
like, I know how much this means to us, but I know how much it's going to mean to everyone watching the show because
yeah,
this
it
is
was
the
crazy.
first bit of normality lots of people had actually had since COVID began.
Yeah, just seeing something live, like in front of you and not on a screen, I was like, oh, and just hearing the music live, I was like, that is just something else. I was like, this is why like theatre's so good.
Yeah, so special. It's so like I think that was one of the most amazing moments, probably like coming back after COVID, being like it gave me a newfound appreciation for the industry as well. Because like I said, I was really tired. I think I
Mm.
was just very much like 9 to 5 in the feel of job of the work then was very like 9 to 5. It's like, okay, I'm gonna work like, oh God. And it ended up becoming that because I was knackered and I needed a
Yeah.
bit of a break. And I think having that break and then going back into the show, I had this complete newfound appreciation for theatre. Like I think I needed that.
Yeah. It
You know,
was for a lot of people, like I've heard that a lot, that just having nothing and then going back to like easing it back into it, it was just something
yeah.
else.
And also, that when that's when the voice comes back involved, I guess, because again, it was something that wasn't the show. It wasn't a musical. It was something different. It was me on
Just
a
like
stage
performing. Yeah.
myself, and I
Yeah.
haven't really done that apart from when you do
Yeah.
the odd concept, which to be fair, I hadn't really had much time to do either.
Yeah.
So it was the voice was a great experience for that too. And also
Yeah.
now it's like, thank God things went well and it was a good journey and I'm very pleased with like how things turned out. So, the videos and stuff that I've got, it was a very positive.
Yeah.
So I'm very, and obviously what else was great was that everyone was at home. So the whole industry, like
A
all
lot of
my
people
mates,
were watching. Yeah.
Yeah, which a lot of people don't really watch The Voice anymore. Like they don't. So I didn't watch The Voice, but they were all watching it because they all wanted to
Yeah,
support someone that they knew
that's
or someone they
lovely.
watched
Yeah,
it.
that's so
So
nice.
yeah, it was actually a really good. It was great for me to do.
Yeah.
I'm pleased I did it.
Along those lines, do you think is your most rewarding experience performing?
God, that is a hard one.
Yeah.
I always do. I actually probably that. I think coming back after COVID
Yeah.
because I saw because I knew how much it meant to everybody, everyone, the front of house staff,
Yeah.
every crew, the cast, the audience. It meant so much to so many people, and I'm like, we are part of that. We're part of bringing the normality
Yeah.
back for people and for us. It's that's probably what it was, and I actually didn't think of that until we just spoke about it. But rewarding, yeah, I'd say that was probably the most rewarding experience for
Yeah.
sure.
That's great. And how do you feel when you're on stage? Like when you're just doing what you love?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's funny because even when you're absolutely exhausted or you're not feeling 100%, because we all have lives and things don't
Yeah.
always,
Yeah, for
you know,
sure.
yeah, like we have bad days. And but the industry, when you're doing a show, especially something like Six or something, I'd
Yeah.
always, here we go, and I've had a bad day and I've got to now pretend like everything's amazing.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes.
Yeah, but then the show there's a thing called Doctor Theatre, and it's absolutely completely real. It's this thing like it just makes you go to a different place for a whole
Yeah,
however
it's
long,
like escapism.
for sure.
You just
Like,
forget everything.
yeah, well, you're playing a character, I guess, aren't you? So you are stepping out of yourself for a significant amount of time out of your
Yeah.
day, and it's yeah, I think the feeling, I mean, I've always loved being on stage. I
Yeah.
love the buzz, and I think I also love what it gives people. I
Yeah, like
love
the
like
rush.
I love the buzz of
Yeah.
everybody and how they feel. I can feel it. And I think like going back to Six, I've never experienced anything like it. We were technically the first proper UK tour that went. There was a version of the tour that went out,
Yeah.
obviously, but we were the
At the
proper,
big locations.
right. That was us. So this is when Six was massive, and this
Yeah.
obviously massive still, but no one had seen it. So, and especially around the country, people were like, "This is the first time like we've been addicted to this album, and now it's here." I have never known anything like it.
It was huge, like everywhere. I remember.
Absolute madness, and we were like, "Whoa, this is." Because I did Heather's,
Yeah,
the original cast,
that's amazing.
and that was crazy.
Yeah.
But then I was playing because I was covering in Heather's, but it
Yeah.
didn't. So the fans didn't care who we were. I mean, I could have been sweeping the stage, and I still think they'd want a picture. They were just obsessed with the unbelievable, because that was my first experience with the like
Yeah.
fandoms and like that kind of thing. I'd never really experienced that ever before.
Yeah.
And we'd come out stage door and there's just hundreds upon hundreds and hundreds of people. And we're
That
like,
is
whoa.
just
And
crazy.
then I'm signing things and I'm taking pictures. I'm like, what is going on? And then
Yeah.
obviously I ended up playing a part in
Mm.
Six, and new level of crazy. It was like, didn't know what to do with it,
Yeah.
know
That's
how to deal with it. And I think it's a really interesting thing that this industry is strange, is a strange one. And I'm very grateful that I'm very grateful for my journey in
yeah.
theatre, because I have worked up from the bottom,
Yeah.
and now I'm playing roles. Very grateful to
Yeah,
be,
it's crazy.
but some people are so fortunate that they get to just leave drama school and they go straight into a role because it's so right for them. Or,
Yeah.
I went from covering on a UK tour to being dance captain on a West End production to
Wow.
being um, like cover then on the West End. So there's always, I have always just like, and then it's like ticking off the venues that you want to tick off, like Regent's Park open air, like the Donmar Warehouse, and these
Yeah.
cool
Just
venues
like
that I
slowly building up.
Yeah, and I really am grateful that that is because I have such an appreciation for being where I am and
Yeah.
also the people that surround me.
Mhm.
And I don't take anybody or anything I'd like to think for granted. I am
Yeah,
very
that's
appreciative.
so important. Yeah.
But it really is, and I think if again, like only saying this because I want it to, if it resonates with anybody, people
Yeah.
remember that. People remember kindness,
Yeah.
and they value you on that. It's not
Yeah.
about jobs you've done, it's about how you've been whilst you've been doing those
Yeah.
jobs.
And treating people with respect, like taking time out of your day to make other people feel like
Learn
valued.
people's names, know
Yeah.
people's
Oh,
names,
yeah, for
you
sure.
know, in every department, in wigs, in makeup, in costume, wardrobe, tech, sound, like
Yeah.
make sure that, you know, because these people are, you're working with these people,
Yeah.
and it's a very, and the band, you know, it's very easy to just be like, I come on, I do my thing. Can you just do that for me? Oh, excuse me, can you sort me out? It's like these people are people. And
Yeah.
I've seen it around me and I go like twitchy. I'm like, oh,
And
this is
everyone talks to each other, like you never know what could
right.
be said to
And
who.
maybe so it's important to just be a very like good person. That's what I always say first and foremost before anything else.
Yeah. It's so important, and you're so right.
Oh,
Yeah. I've got a quick little game to wrap this up. How
no,
stagey are you?
not. Now I am terrified because I'm not stagey, so don't nobody come for me, okay? So sorry, I'm sorry in advance. Okay?
No, I don't
I
think they're
love
that
doing
difficult.
okay, here we
They're
go.
that difficult. It's
I love theatre. I'm not that stagey, that's all.
no, it's from the official London Theatre website, and it's like a little sentence, and it's like a "Who am I?" character edition. But I
So
don't think
bad.
it's
I'm
that
so bad.
hard.
I'm so bad at these. Okay, let's go.
Okay. 1. I like to read. I have magical powers, and sometimes I like to be a little bit naughty.
Matilda.
Yes.
Great.
Okay, one out of one. One out of one.
Whoa.
I was once a prince, but now I am a king. I like to live a worry-free life. I can give you the show name if you
Go
need.
on.
The Lion King.
Oh, Simba.
Yes! Good.
Okay.
Okay, this is a good one. I'm practically perfect in every way, and not to mention I can fly.
Mary Poppins, darling.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. It's not as bad as I thought. I was like,
Good, good. Yeah. I knew you'd be good at it. But let's not speak too soon.
oh, I know.
You might be terrible at these next few, but it's fine.
I think so.
No, it's fine, it's fine. I have emerald green skin, a brilliant mind, and a fiery spirit. Elphaba. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. This is no, anyway, I'll say it anyway. It's not a musical, but it has been turned into a musical. I'm a teenager with magical powers, and I play Seeker for my house team.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Woo!
Have you seen that? Have
No,
you
I still
seen that?
no, but I am desperate
I
to
want to
see
because
it.
I'm really interested about the two-part thing.
Oh my God, me too. And I want to do it like all in one day. I've some
Yeah,
people
I just don't
film.
have the time.
I know. That's the thing. I'm like, when? I don't want to watch one part and then have to leave it for ages to watch the
Yeah,
second.
and then wait like a month and then be like, oh, what happened in one?
Yeah, yeah, which would be me. I'd be like, can't remember, couldn't
Yeah,
tell.
yeah,
Couldn't
yeah.
tell.
That's me. Okay. Um, two more.
Okay.
I'm 11 years old and dancing is my favorite hobby because it feels like electricity.
Billy Elliot.
Yes. And
Oh,
last
I'm
but
so
not
thrilled.
least, you'll definitely get this. I'm
Woo.
a mythic bitch. I haunt my killer and I always wear red.
Heather Chandler.
Yes. Full
Okay,
marks.
fantastic. Oh, I'm ever so pleased. I really didn't see that in my future.
You did so well. I didn't doubt you. I didn't doubt you at
I
all.
don't myself though, but I'm thank you for that me.
And
Thank
the
you, guys.
last thing I ever ask anyone that comes on my podcast is, who are you nominating for me to reach out to be on the pod?
I think it's got to be my friend Oscar Conlamore because he's hilarious. He's so
Okay.
talented, and he will give you entertainment for days.
Okay, I think that would be absolutely brilliant.
He's
I'll reach
actually
out.
like amazing. So,
Yeah.
oh please, please, because I'm excited for that.
Yeah, okay, for sure, for sure. I will definitely reach out to him. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. It's
Thank
been
you for
great.
having me. Thank you so, so much.
It's
Mwah.
been insane. And for everyone watching, Happy New Year.
Woohoo! Happy New Year.
It's
Enjoy
going to
it.
be
Have
a
fun.
fantastic, fantastic 2024. Is it going to be 2024? I'm honestly, I'm
Yeah,
lost.
I know, babe. I'm the same. I'm like, where are we? Who is what?
I'm
What's going on?
like, ooh, what
Help me.
century? What century? 20, it's because like my diary, I'm already putting 2024 dates in. I'm like, is
I
that
know.
2025? Like what?
Yeah, yeah. I feel you 1,000%.
So,
Thank
because it
you so
already
much for
feels like,
having me.
yeah, it's been lovely. Thank you so much.
Honestly, you're an absolute diamond.
Oh, you too. It's been so lovely talking to you.
Mwah, you
And
too.
good luck with like anything you're doing next. I'm
Thank
always looking out
you.
for you, always looking at what you're doing. And I'm sure everyone watching the podcast will be too. And it's been,
Yay!
thank you. Bye.
Ah.